use engine to actually diagnose issues and then open people.
Dharma declares in Gita very clearly, Gahano Karmano Gatihi. Universe is designed with its innate tendency as continuous action. So, even at the level which you believe you are human, you are performing Panchakritya. Instead of doing the Panchakrityas, Panchakritya means creating, sustaining, rejuvenating, pulling out of delusion, liberating. Instead of doing it in the Atma Tattva level, in the microcosmic level, start doing it in macrocosmic level. That's all. Only the Guru operating permanently from Shiva Tattva bandwidth can make this shift happen in you. That is what is the job I am continuously doing. Listen, I am about to shatter the most fundamental illusion that keeps every human being trapped in unnecessary suffering. Every single person carries one deep assumption that feels so natural, so obvious, that they never question it even once. That assumption is this: Paramashiva is somewhere up there performing his great cosmic work, and I am down here, a small, limited human being, suffering through my limited life, trying somehow to reach him. This assumption is root of all spiritual seeking, all religious effort, all meditation practice, and all stupidity in your life. External or internal. And this assumption is completely, totally, fundamentally wrong. The truth is revolutionary, liberating, and available to you right now in this very moment. You are already performing all 5 of Paramashiva's cosmic function: Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Prabhava, and Anugraha right now, without any gap, without any exception. Creation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, liberation, you are doing right now without any gap, without any exception. Every single day you create thoughts, plans, relationships, new beginnings. That is Srishti. Cosmic creation operating through you. Every single day you maintain responsibilities, relationships, inner patterns. That is Sthiti. cosmic preservation flowing through you. Every single day you dissolve, you end conversations, complete projects, let go of old patterns, old cells die. That is samhara, cosmic dissolution happening as you. Every single day you experience concealment, confusion, not knowing, and coming out of it. Pulling yourself out of it. That is Trobhava, the cosmic concealment working through you. Every single day there are moments of sudden clarity, breakthrough, unexpected grace. That is Anugraha, cosmic grace revealing itself as you. The question is not whether you are performing or not, that is sealed. You are performing it every moment is the truth. The only question that separates suffering from liberation is this. From which tattva bandwidth are you performing these cosmic functions? When you perform srishti from contracted atma tattva bandwidth, it becomes anxiety, fear-based planning, desperate overthinking. When Paramashiva performs srishti from pure Shuddha Vidya, Tattva bandwidth, it is effortless manifestation, divine blueprint, inspired creation. Same function, same cosmic intelligence, different bandwidth. Completely different experience and different outcome. Small story. A musk deer searches desperately through the entire forest for the source of the most beautiful fragrance that fills the air everywhere around him. The deer runs from tree to tree, river to river, mountain to mountain, growing exhausted and confused, asking every animal he meets, "Have you seen the source of this divine fragrance that I smell everywhere?" Every animal shakes their head in bewilderment. The deer runs for years, searching across entire kingdoms, growing old and exhausted in his relentless search for something that seems so close yet remains completely elusive. Finally, the deer collapses from the total exhaustion, and in that collapse, he accidentally touches his own navel and discovers the musk gland there, the very source of the fragrance that he spent his entire life desperately searching for outside himself. The fragrance had always been emanating from the deer himself. not from anywhere in the external world, but from his own navel. You are that must dear exactly, and the Pancha Kritya you search for in distant temples, in complex scriptures, in cosmic realms far away. It's already broadcasting from within your own being through all 36 tattvas every single moment. I tell you, do not think your enmities are frozen, your enemies are frozen, your past actions are frozen, your anger was frozen, your wrong decisions are frozen. No. You can just rewrite all of it and shift from Atma Tattva to Shiva Tattva to Parama Shiva Tattva. Understand how to shift your bandwidth. You must first understand the complete map of your cosmic architecture operating right now. What are tattvas? The word comes from Sanskrit tat, meaning that. Tattva means the essential nature of that reality. Tattva means the essential nature of that reality. Tattvas are not philosophical concepts. They are actual operational bandwidths of consciousness through which you experience reality every moment. As the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva's Sadashiva Murti, Mugalinga Murti, I bless you all with Paramadvaita. All the Paramashiva Sena program participants from Tiruvannamalai and Guinea-Bissau, Chitsabha members, Rajasabha members, Kailasavasi, all the e-citizens, viewers, visitors who are joining with us through the internet, I welcome each and every one of you with my love and blessings. Volunteers in Guinea-Bissau, Tatata Shakti, volunteers in Tiruvannamalai Pratap, Rudra Bhairava, and Vignesh. Blessings for every one of you. Today, I initiate all the Paramashiva Sena participants of July month batch into Purnatva Diksha, completion and Swapurnatva, completion with the self. Paramashiva's direct message from Maha Kailasa. Time is Kali, eating experience into liberation. Every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma. You don't need to escape experiences. You need to let Kali eat them. Every experience deleted and rewritten is like cooking the karma into a tasty dish and giving so it's easily digested and metabolized. I'm repeating. Listen. Because today's message is too important and too powerful. Time is Kali. Eating experience into liberation. Your every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma, not just ordinary, like how the Rakta Bijas, every drop blood creates one more Rakta Bija. Same way, the resisted karma, the pain, every time when it repeats, it becomes one more Rakta Bija. You don't need to escape experience. You need to let Kali eat them. Listen. Kali drinking every drop of Rakta Bija's blood has one more meaning in the spiritual level. Your every karma is like that Rakta Bija Asura. He goes on multiplying himself. Listen, like Rakta Bija. If you put an arrow on him, every drop falls. That will become, each drop becomes one more Rakta Bija Asura. Same way, listen. If you have the pain karma that you have been disrespected, that stays in you like a Rakta Bija, not only it stays alive in you every time, even if you expect there may be a disrespect, you repeat that disrespect happened to you at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, you retell and create one more Rakta Bija. Even if somebody does not smile widely and show you the welcoming face immediately, your Rakta Bija gets hurt and the blood spills and every drop of blood becomes one more Rakta Bija. How many of you exactly understand? This is precisely happening in you day in and day out. The resisted karmas sit inside you like a Rakta Bija and you repeat that same story multiple times again and again and again. Don't you see one important truth? See, when you disrespect someone, abuse someone, misbehave with someone, you don't even remember that. You just forget it and you move, go ahead, move on with your life. But if someone disrespects you without even knowing, even without intention, you carry that so deeply, it stays in you so deeply, that person actually disrespected you only once, might have abused you only once, gave a bad word about you only once, threw a bad word against on you only once, but you repeat that million times. Just do a cognitive shift and see, actually those who threw a bad word on you, they forgot it and they are not even remembering it, but you go on remembering it, repeating it. Just like when you abuse somebody, you don't remember it, you go ahead, you move on with your life. They also move on with their life, but you go on carrying it. See the whole drama. When you actually try to complete with them and talk to them and tell, they don't even remember it. How many of you have discovered this in your life? Hey. Actually, the word they don't remember, that they have disrespected you, abused you, used a bad word on you, but you go on remembering and build Rakta Bija Sura with it and hurt yourself as much as you can. This is what I call it, living with enemy-less enemy. Listen, I can put it in some other way, living with enemy-less enmity. 99.999% of your enmity you carry is enemy-less enmity. Only 0.00001% of your enmity as enemy, the real person with intention, hurt you, hurting you, wanting to hurt you, all of that. 99.99999% of your enemy, the enemies you carry inside you, is enmity without enemy. Listen, that is why I am telling you, when you delete your every experience and rewrite, you are not lying to yourself, you are actually discovering the truth. Really, you don't have enemy. It is just somebody casually uttered something and you go on repeating 100,000 million times more than the intensity with which they threw, or the intention with which they threw. So when you delete and rewrite, you are cooking your bad karma into a tasty dish and giving, so it is easily digested and metabolized. Listen carefully. This is not poetry. This is not metaphor. This is the most precise surgical description of how consciousness actually operates. The most precise surgical description of how consciousness actually operates. Once you understand this, your entire relationship with the time, with the reality itself will never be the same. Today, I am going to reveal the exact truth and science behind one of the most important subjects in Krama Shaivism. Listen. In various scriptures like Krama Stotra, Tantra Loka, Mahanaya Prakasha, Kali Kula Panchashataka, a very important subject is discussed about how pure awareness ideates itself as emission of experience. Today I am going to be decoding it directly from the Akashic records. Listen. Mahanaya Prakasha and Kali Kula Panchashataka. These are very important scriptures in Krama Shaivism. I'll reveal some of the beautiful secrets. We spend our lives doing one of the two things. Either running toward experiences we want to keep, chasing pleasure and security, or running away from experiences we don't want, fleeing pain and loss. We think this constant management and manipulation of experience is called living. But I tell you, this is not living. This is suffering with excellent marketing. Listen, the problem is not the experience. The problem is interruption of the experience. As I told, the pure awareness ideates itself as experience, but when you start interrupting with experience, when you interrupt an experience, you resist it, suppress it, cling to it. You freeze the natural digestive sequence of consciousness. Resisted, suppressed experiences only become asuras in you and pushed into your Batala, and you start clinging to it. They get the power to pull you down. You freeze the natural digestive sequence of consciousness. The experience gets stuck in your awareness, fermenting and generating karma. Listen, I am redefining karma. Listen, karma is simply undigested experience. It is not some cosmic punishment. It is simply undigested experience. It is food that has not been fully assimilated. It sits there fermenting, creating toxins in the system of consciousness. But when you allow the experience to complete its natural arc, when you let Kali eat it and digest it, the experience becomes fuel, becomes Shakti, becomes very energy of liberation. Let me tell you a small story. A king once had a beautiful garden. One day, he noticed that every time fruit fell from the trees and remained on the ground, it would rot and stink. The garden became unbearable. So he ordered his servants to catch the fruit before it fell, to prevent any fruit from ever touching the ground. For days they stood with nets, catching every falling fruit, but soon the tree stopped bearing fruit altogether. The garden became barren. A wise gardener came and said, "O king, the fruit must fall to the ground, it must rot. That rotting is not death, it is how the tree receives its nourishment. The fruit returns to the soil, and the soil gives life to the next harvest. If you prevent the falling, you prevent the cycle of life itself." Your experiences are like those fruits. You catch them before they can fall into the digestive fire of consciousness. You hold on to pleasure. You push away pain. You interrupt the natural digestion. And then you wonder why your garden of consciousness has become barren. ध्यान से सुनिए, प्रत्येक अनुभव या तो कर्म बंधन बनता है अथवा मुक्ति का साधन। यह इस बात पर निर्भर करता है कि उसे प्रतिरोध किया गया है या मां काली को समर्पित किया गया है। Listen, I am going to reveal 5 important truths directly from Akashic records to you today. The first truth, the paradox of resistance, means every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma. When you resist, you freeze the karma sequence mid-flow. The experience gets stuck. This is karma. When you allow complete digestion, experience itself becomes Shakti, and when you delete your past and recreate it, you are cooking your karmas so it gets easily digested and metabolized. This truth Arunagiri Yogeshwara himself revealed to me directly through a very sweet incident. He made me convert physical pain into intense power, Shakti. You can all watch this video and listen into exact truth right now. Listen. I was helping the Shivacharyas in the Narunachaleshwara temple to light the lamp for the earth. The camphor mixed with oil, burning, fell on my finger and got burned. Then I ran to Arunagiri Yogeshwara and I just held that finger and said, the fire burns is because the lesson we learned that fire will burn, not by the existence fire will burn. One fortunate thing in my life was I never had my own logic away from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. I was so much in love with him. I was just drinking his words literally. Then he got little camphor and he held that finger which got burnt with his hand and asked me to touch the camphor with other hand. And he held my hand continuously. Slowly I could see from my stomach the fire spreading all over my body. The heat was increasing. But it was such intense, pleasant experience and pleasure from inside. And temperature went to the extreme. The camphor which was touched by my other hand just lit up, but no pain. I realized even the so-called fundamental experience like fire burns is because you learned that way. Even the fundamental experiences of the pain is when you resist, when you do not allow digestion. The second truth, time is not your enemy. Time is Kali eating your experience into liberation. Time is Kali eating into your experience, eating experience into liberation. What you call aging is Kali's compassion pulling down your fake identities, grinding ego into fertilizer for enlightenment. Listen carefully. When you align with the time, Kali, every day becomes lighter. When you fight time, every day feels like punishment. Third truth, the void, Avyakta, pregnant with possibility. Emptiness emerges from the avyakta that swallows it. The void is not dead nothingness. It's a womb of everything. Hinduism, Vaidika Sanatana Hinduism describes this avyakta as flowing into emptiness, generating emptiness, consuming emptiness. What I am teaching you is not nihilism, but ultimate optimism. Even emptiness is pregnant with possibility. Purnamata, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamataya, Purnamevavasishyati. From whole, only whole comes out. Even when whole comes out, the whole remains as whole. When the whole goes back into the whole, whole remains as whole. The fourth truth. Death is the beginning. Death is the beginning. For the Hindu rishis, pure consciousness is eternal life. The Kalagni, the fire of time, is where false identities burn, so true self can be born. Every pattern's death, whether it is jealousy, fear, greed, insecurity, is the beginning of new possibility. Deleting your past and recreating your past is the death of your patterns and birth of your powers and possibility. Listen. The fifth truth. You are already running all phases, PHASS, phases, for every perception. The only change needed, do it consciously, not unconsciously. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Listen. This is the essence of these 5 important truths. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Yesterday was only one of my sannyasi asked me, Swamiji, I feel more connected to Kali. Is it okay? I said Kala and Kali is one and the same. They are not too different. When it is patriarchal society, they describe it as Kala. When it is the mother-centered Shakta society, they describe it as Kali. Shakta Sampradayas call it as Kali. So listen. The word Kala or Kali may be two different, but both are one and the same. It is just, if you are reading the literatures generated by the patriarchal society, they use the word Kala, and if it is matriarchal society, they use the word Kali. That's all. The time, flow of time is Kali. Stop interrupting time with fear and resistance. Let me tell you a small story. A caterpillar was crawling on a leaf and a moth flew past. The caterpillar said, "Oh, how beautiful you are. I wish I could fly like you." The moth said, "You will." The caterpillar said, "When?" The moth said, "When you die." The caterpillar said, "I don't want to die." The moth said, "The caterpillar must die for the butterfly to be born. Your death is not your end, it is your beginning." Your false self is the caterpillar. It crawls, it eats, it lives in fear of birds and predators. But when it dies, the butterfly emerges. The butterfly does not remember being a caterpillar, and yet the butterfly is the fulfillment of the caterpillar. Now, I am going to lead you step by step into each of these truths I reveal. Today is going to be very powerful satsang. So get ready, be fresh and alive. You can get coffee, tea, hot chocolate, or anything you need. Sit comfortably, because what I am going to reveal today is directly going to take you beyond time. One of the biggest delusions that the modern society, the Gen Z, I can say even the Gen Alpha, is stuck in, is the feeling that time is enemy. Listen. This is one of the biggest delusions that the modern society, the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, I can say even the Gen Alpha, is stuck in, is the feeling that time is enemy. Today's generation is stuck in this myth. This whole hustlers culture, the fire trend, financially independent and retire early, it's all about racing against time. It creates so much hatred and resistance towards the flow of time and life. You falsely think time takes everything away, your youth, your health, loved ones, that feeling of certainty. No. So you develop visceral fear of time, trying to freeze moments, photographing sunsets instead of watching them, recording concerts instead of hearing them. Even now, in this very satsang, many people think, oh, let me record the whole satsang. Let me mark the YouTube title, mark the satsang title, so I will watch it later on. But how many of you have ever watched second time the satsang delivered earlier? No, none. You are busy preserving experience that you never actually have the experience. You are so busy preserving experience that you never actually have the experience. I am revealing the most important truth. Listen. Kala. Time is not separate from Kali. Time is Kali. The force moving through every moment and dissolving every experience, taking everything away, that is not your enemy, that is Maha Kali herself in the act of digestion. Kali is the power of deleting and recreating your past. Time is not taking things away from you. Time is digesting them into Shakti. Every moment present, every moment that present becomes past, it is being metabolized by Kali. Every loss is a completed digestion. Every recreation of the past is liberation. I will give you a simple example. When you eat an apple, does it die? In one sense, yes, it ceases being an apple. But you can't say it is dead. It becomes you, your blood, your energy, your capacity to think, your capacity to move. The apple was transformed into something higher. This is exactly what Kali does with your experience. Modern cosmology tells that 68% of the universe is dark energy. Listen. Modern cosmology tells that 68% of the universe is dark energy. An invisible force causing accelerating cosmic expansion. Dark energy does not interact with matter or light deductively. It simply expands continuously, relentlessly in all directions. Scientists define it as vacuum energy of the cosmos driving expansion. This precisely matches what Abhinavagupta described as Kali's emission power thousands of years ago in his Kramastotra. The universe continuously expands into experience driven by invisible force that science cannot fully explain, but Krama Shaivism described perfectly thousands of years ago. Story. A man terrified of death asked a sage, "How do I conquer fear of death?" The sage said, "Simple. Die before you die." The man was confused. What? That makes no sense. He complained. The sage smiled and replied, "Even you fearing something that has not happened yet does not make sense, but you do it daily anyways." To understand, dying before dying is what I am going to teach you today. Krama Shaivism describes 12 Kalis. Srishti Kali, Rakta Kali, Stitinasha Kali, Yamak Kali, Samhara Kali, Mrityu Kali, Rudra Kali, Martanda Kali, Paramarka Kali, Kalagni Rudra Kali, Mahakali, Mahabhairava Ahora Kali. Listen, 12 Kalis. I'll repeat. Srishti Kali, Rakta Kali, Stitinasha Kali, Yamak Kali, Samhara Kali, Mrityu Kali, Rudra Kali, Martanda Kali, Paramarka Kali, Kalagni Rudra Kali, Mahakali, Mahabhairava Ahora Kali. These 12 manifestations of Kali represents 12 phases of consciousness digesting into experience. Listen, these 12 manifestations of Kali represents 12 phases of consciousness digesting experience. Every single time you perceive anything, a part, a person, a thought, an emotion, your consciousness moves through 12 phases automatically. 12 Kalis are the 12 movements of any one cognition. For example, when you perceive a part, the sensation travels from your thought to the part and back again. This entire arc is the 12 Kalis in action. You are already doing this with every cognition. Already doing this with every cognition. When you see the room around you, or feel an emotion, or have a thought, consciousness automatically moves through all 12 phases. The question is not whether you are doing it, but whether you are conscious of it. Listen. Experience has three aspects. Prameya, the known, pramana. The act of, listen, prameya, the known. You need to understand this whole thing. Listen carefully. Every experience has three aspects. Prameya, the known, pramana, the act of knowing, and pramatra, the knower. Listen. Prameya, the known. Pramana, the act of knowing. And pramatra, the knower. All the 12 moments of cognition function within this framework. The 12 Kalis organized into three groups of four, three categories, mapping the fundamental components of knowing. I will reveal now. I'm going to now describe to you the 12 functions of Kali, the 12 movements of your cognition. Listen. First is Srishti Kali. First flash of awareness meeting experience. This is the raw contact before interpretation. Like the meal appears on the plate. Krama Stotra describes each of the Kalis beautifully. Srishti Kali, Kaularnava, Ananda, Gana, Urmi, Rupam, Unmesha, Mesha, Ubaya Bajam, Andaha, Niliyate, Nilapula, Alayeya, Tam Srishti Kali, Sadatam Namami. Listen. I eternally bow to Srishti Kali, who is the dense wave of form of the blissful Kaula ocean, in whom both emergence and dissolution abide. and who dissolves into the abode of blue Kula. Understand, in Hindu cosmology, Abhyakta, the unmanifest, is described as the primordial state from which all creations emerges. All creation emerges. It is not dead emptiness. It's a plenum, a fullness pregnant with all potential. The Nasadiya Sukta of Rigveda describes this state as neither existence nor non-existence. A paradoxical fullness that is beyond both. What science understands as quantum vacuum and quantum fluctuations is exactly this. It is not empty, it is pregnant with potential. Virtual particles constantly arise from it and dissolve back into it. Listen. The quantum fluctuations are defined in quantum physics as temporary changes in the amount of energy in a point in space arising from Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. According to quantum mechanics, energy can borrow from the vacuum for a very short time, creating pairs of virtual particles that pop into existence and annihilate each other almost instantly. The vacuum is not empty, it is seething sea of activity. I'll give you an example. Imagine you are looking at a completely still ocean from an airplane. It looks flat, calm, empty. But if you look very closely, you see countless tiny waves, bubbles, and movements constantly arising and disappearing. This is what the quantum vacuum is like. It looks like nothing, but it is actually full of constant, microscopic activity. Particles appear and disappear so quickly that they seem to violate nothing. They are virtual particles. This constant activity is called zero-point energy. The energy that remains even at absolute zero temperature. This is Srishti Kali in action. The first flash of creation. She is the impulse of consciousness. To manifest, she ideates herself. ideates herself as an emission of experience. Just as the quantum vacuum gives birth to particles, Kali gives birth to perception. The void is not dead. The void is alive. The void is Kali, the goddess who contains all potential within herself. She is the cosmic womb from which all creation springs forth and into which all creation dissolves. The next is Raktakali. Now the experience is charged with vitality and emotional color. You become passionate towards the object. Raktakali is described as drinking from the goblet of the senses. She savors the world during a pause in dissolution. Think of it like a digestive fire ignites, begins to break down. This is where experience becomes interesting. It gains valence. You are now engaged with the experience. Listen about the Raktakali. Mahavinoda Arpita Matru Chakra Virendra Kashrut Rasa Bana Saktam Raktikritam Cha Pralaya Atyayedam Namami Vishwa Akriti Raktakali. It means, I bow to Raktakali, whose universal form is reddened, who delights in the circle of mothers, and who drinks the essence of heroic blood even at the end of dissolution. Next is Sthiti Nashakali. This space maintains experience in awareness for processing. She reabsorbs the object and starts to internalize it. Think of it as the steady heat that cooks thoroughly. This is where past experience is sustained in non-reactive presence. The Kramastotra describes her as the verse L, the Sthitinasakali, Vajitvaya Svikritavada Chakra Prakranta Shankata Gama Agamastam Suchiyaya Astangamida Arsishadam Shantam Namami Sthiti Nasakalim. Sthiti Nasakalim. It means, I bow to the peaceful Sthiti Nasakali, who abides in the clash and movement of vital winds, and whose pure flame causes all stability to set. Next is Yamakali. This space is where accurate assessment happens without ego distortion. Here is where you can clearly see experiences true weight and significance. Sarva artha sangarshana samyamasya yamasya yanduhu jahataha yamaya vabu mahakrasa vilasaragat sankarshayantim pranamami kalim. It means I bow to Yamakali, who draws all things into restraint, who governs the universe through supreme absorption, and who delights in the great act of devouring. You can equate this to the enzymatic breakdown into components in the process of digestion. The process of digestion, how the enzymatic breakdown happens, enzymatic breakdown into components in the process of digestion. All the above four manifestations of Kali happens in the pace of prameya, means where the seen or the observed is experienced, prameya. The next four manifestations of Kali happens in the pramana pace, means where the observing or seeing happens. Samhara Kali in this phase begins with the drawal of experience back into awareness, dissolution of apparent solidity and separateness. You can think of it like the absorption phase in digestion. Unmani, Ananta, Nihila Arthagarbha, Ya Bhava Samhara Nimesham Eti, Sada Udita Satya, Udayaya, Sunyam, Samhara Kalim, Muditam Namami. It means I joyfully bow down to Samhara Kali, infinite in the transcendent mind state, who contains all the realities within herself and dissolves all, becoming in but a moment. Listen. I joyfully bow to Samhara Kali, infinite in transcendent mind state, who contains all realities within herself and dissolves all, becoming in but a moment. Next comes Mrityu Kali. Here is where the complete ending of experience as separate object happens. You become ready to let experience completely die. The total breakdown of original form happens here. Mama iti ahankara kala kalaba visvara harsha uttata garva mrityuhu krastaha yaya kasmara samvidam tam namami akala udita mrityukalim. I bow to Mrityu Kali, who devours the death born of egoity, pride, and possessiveness, and who arises beyond time itself. Next is Rudra Kali. She is also referred variably as Bhadra Kali. Here the ferocious conversion of broken down material into pure Shakti happens. She is described as the one who perceives a subtle impression left over from the perception, pure consciousness, and then devours that subtle impression. You can think of it as the metabolic fire of digestion being at maximum intensity. Vishwam Mahakalpa Viramakalpa Bhavanta Bhima Pragudi Pramantya Ya Asnati Ananta Prabha Arshisadam Namami Bhatram Subhabhadra Kalim. Means, I bow to auspicious Bhadra Kali, whose terrifying brow ends the cycles of becoming and whose infinite radiance consumes the universe. Next is Martanda Kali. Here the transformed experience becomes illuminating insight. Here is where you start gaining knowledge or learning from every experience. The Shakti becomes pure light. You experience tremendous clarity and expanded awareness. Think of it as the nutrient distribution throughout the system. Next is Martanda Kali. Martandam Abhida Padanga Chakram Padangavat Kala Kala Indanaya Karodiya Vishwarasa Antakam Tam Martanda Kalim Satatam Pranaomi. It means, I constantly bow to Martanda Kali, who consumes the solar orb itself and reduces the essence of the universe into the fuel of time. So understand, now I have described till now 8 manifestations among the 12. The other 4 and the process. I have a beautiful process to give you all the experience of time. All of that I'll do in further satsangs. I really want all of you to watch this satsang once more, so you understand fully. You are ready for the next phase and the process. Please listen to this satsang once more and come back for tomorrow's satsang. So understand, today I have two great digital gifts from Mahakailasa for all of you. First is the Formless in Form digital book, and second is Bhairava Yantra. Receive it and enjoy it. Blessings to every one of you. Blessings to every one of you. Blessings.
Literally, the whole satsang will get downloaded to you. That's what comment is that each satsang watched multiple times because It's not that Swamiji is not there. He is there. He is talking to you. The same energy is there for all of us. So I would like to request all the viewers and all the participants to please post the live comment section. What are your takeaways um, from today's satsang? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Which three people is that? Which question? See this answer. Swami person. So please share the online. You all have digital platforms or you can write words. And you see Swami for one taxi to ask the Yes. Each is a truth Swami is mind for all the participants, right? If you want to understand all the revelations Swami has given, if you want to go more deeper in it, right? You can actually chat with Ask Titan in the AI. Swamiji can actually explain you more of what is the truth exactly. And like you can actually understand more. Like each of the satsang is already been updated in the Ask Titan in the AI. So you can actually ask Swamiji, you reveal about the 12 Kalis. You reveal about the time. Please make me understand what is it. Swamiji literally make all of us understand about that. Okay? Yes. So for all the participants, so we now after the beautiful darshan all of us had, we are going to be entering into a round of power manifestation. So we request all the participants to please sit down, relax yourself. Today we are going to be manifesting the power of Sarvanyatva. To be specific, you're going to be manifesting the power of hidden longitude, latitude. So, for example, we are going to be projecting a longitude, latitude for all of you of a certain place. Through the third eye, you're going to be locating that page. You know what is that location is. Through the third eye, you're going to be accessing it. Okay. So let's get started. So very beautifully, it is taken from the Sarvajnana Tragama, verse 15, where Paramashiva says, एवमेकात्मभावेन संसिदस्य तु योगिनः सर्वज्ञत्वं प्रवर्तेत विकल्परहितस्य तु. The meaning goes, one Parameshwar says, it is such yogi who establishes himself in absolute non-dual oneness in Lord Shiva and who keeps himself free from all sort of depreciating knowledge. The exalted superpower of all knowingness, serving ether, can unfold in all its fullness. And next is the After Pravana, which is taken from the little life of Maharishi Valmiki. So Maharishi Valmiki Maharishi Valmiki was actually the one who was all Ramayana for all of this. So actually, he can't know how exactly how Sri Rama is going to be coming on the planet Earth. He downloaded the whole thing and wrote the scripture, the Ramayana for all of us. And let's, yeah. Next is the Adar Purana. So, Swamiji at the age of 5, he was in the temple, he wanted like 80 permits. He told his guru, Mataji Viranapuri, that he wanted to be one. His guru said to Swamiji, go away on for yourself. There's no idea of impossibility Swamiji went home. God declared from his table and went to his mother and asked for the metal casting, and Swamiji's mother gave an aluminum plate. Swamiji melted the plate and told the whole of Devi and showed this clay, showed the safety to his guru. Mataji Vigraham, this is Swamiji's Lakshmi. In Swamiji's life, we have been taught you can do anything in life with the state of combination. There's no nothing impossible, everything is possible. Having an incomplete of everything to know everything. So this is actually the power Swamiji given about the power of enlightenment. So you can see this is the Lakshmi Devi which Swamiji got down and Nalvini Classic and local condition in Tirunamale in his birthplace. He took some other Indian members, said he felt were rooted in the house, gave to Mrs. Cancer and melted him cancer. This day, the first Mrs. Cancer lady, the avatar, created in reviving the sacred art vision in today's worldwide mission. When it comes of metal between cat and leaves, as heavy as 1.5 tons I cancel my work. Daily starts the historical daily cats in the mission of Kaya. So now, let's get started. Okay? So all you need to do is remember Swamiji and your Jailar. We are going to take a coordinate of certain difficult orbitals. Through the Jailar, we are going to be asking Swamiji, what is that game actually? You're going to be that person with direct interest, Richards. You're not going to be having any income sensual noise. Okay. So you're going to be manifesting the power right now. So that we can start it. So now, for all the viewers and all the participants, we are going to predicate the location for all of you. So it is all of you now, keep that straight. Say, you have to the side straight, right? Remember Swamiji in the right? And that is all. Intensely chant the Mahabharata.
Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Okay. So now we request all the viewers and all the participants, spoken areas, all of you can start hearing exactly each location from the area parameter. You can see the description of location process of the which we have taken. Okay. Anyone would like to ask? Yeah, to ask. Okay. Yes. Any progress. Okay. Humans. Japan doing quite progress. Okay. Wow, these are excellent. Okay, good. Anyone else? No, so you know, maybe like that's something more want to do. The rest of the time. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Some Mason? Oh, England. Okay. Yeah. Coconut tree. Coconut trees. I will that's what they are. Very good. Please don't confuse with saying that. Okay. So let us now release all the participants. So yes. So this is called the Flana Hazer. It's called the Flight Hazer. The location is in Nevada, United States. And this place is known for naturally producing hot water. You can see from the name it's a flying hazel. So you can see from the mountain it sprouts very hot water. It's very low mineral terraces and constant steaming vents and alien visible mountains. So you can see here. So those of you who have seen mountains, right, the manifested, and yet it is a very high place. It's actually a very rare location people actually visit because this place is so hot, like steaming hot, literally. There's a lot of steam, and from the mountains, the water is in the clouds and it comes down. So this is the end. This is Nevada, United States. Okay, let's now manifest one more round. Okay, so there I am with one more location. So the latitude is 12.4634 and the longitude is 53.8267. Okay, that's all that Mahavaki collective Swamiji. Up Swamiji to reveal God's location for
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Okay. So now, we request all the viewers, now the participants, please go ahead. Post in the chat section what is it that Swamiji revealed to you about this occasion. Yes, all the participants can either to give it up, all of you can please open your eyes. Yes. Please share with us what did Swamiji reveal for all of you. Anyone would like to share? It's the United States of America. Okay. Hawaii. Australia. The mountains and the okay. Okay. The Australia, okay. George. I would tell George. Horace Bay. Okay. Ormond's a hot place, okay? Structure in Italia, okay. Italy, Italy. This for you? I see. Okay, so plain water. How about the vehicle? Plant. Okay. Okay, solid concrete. Okay, right? So now let's reveal the answers for all the parts. Let's begin. Okay. So this is the answer. So basically, the tree. It's called the Socotra. It's also called the dragon of the tree. The location is Socotra Island, Yemen. So it's in Yemen there, near Middle East. And you can see the scenic clues, the umbrella-shaped trees, alien island flora, and sparse rocky thatch. Yeah. So those of you have seen like a trees or plant, they have manifested because that's the location of the state. Okay, that's beautiful. Yeah. Let's manifest now. One more round. Yes. So we have come to the conclusion of Thomas Station 7. Before we conclude, we like to invite all the viewers and all the members of the Kailas Rajya Sabha and Sabha, every single one who watched us during today's live session. You come join us back tomorrow's lesson as well, starting at 9 um starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also do not miss the replay of the graduation happening at July 29th, the only day we offer practice comedy. So come become part of Kailasa's celebration on offering of gratitude. Okay. The happy of good in our life in auspicious life forever. And also, we also have the next season of Permit to Take Up program which is coming at August 1st. So if you miss this time, not the next time. Do come and join us for the August season. Happy 1st of August to the 1st of September. Come and join us for the UAN Summit, the Permit to Take Up program. So we'll be now concluding the segment of the gratitude at Swami Jyotiman. We'll see concluding for the mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Tat Sarvam Bhagavat Sri Nityananda Paramahansa Paduka Namastu Om Nityananda. Thank you all. Nityananda.